Hello, hello. There's some good news on the troubled teen industry front, and I'm going to play a little clip right now showing the House has passed the child abuse bill. Okay. This is going to be really exciting. Hi, welcome in, welcome. Let me get this up and going. All right.
As the millionaire socialite, a reality TV star, and even a DJ. But Paris Hilton has added another title to her resume, activist. And that's why she is on the Hill today before the 118th session of Congress and just before it heads home for the holidays. She's there because lawmakers just voted in favor of a bill that Paris Hilton holds very dear to her heart. The Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act just passed the House with bipartisan support, and it now heads to President Biden's desk.
Oh my God.
This legislation she has tirelessly championed over the last 3 years. This bill would study and prevent child abuse, quote unquote, in youth residential programs with the goal of eliminating that abuse that Paris Hilton herself survived. The celebrity hotel heiress, entrepreneur, she's been candid about this, about the trauma that she experienced at a youth treatment facility when she was just 16. And she even provided gut-wrenching personal testimony to Congress earlier this year.
Paris Hilton joins us now from Capitol Hill.
So Paris, thank you very much for being with us. It's a really important issue. And here now the Congress has passed, the House has passed this bill. How does it feel right now?
I have never felt prouder in my life. This has been the most meaningful work of my life, and it's just been so emotional just to hear that our bill has passed. I've worked so hard on this bill the past few years, and just to know that we're going to be protecting so many children, I just couldn't be prouder.
So
Yay.
Paris, you have 2 young children now. You even brought them to the Hill. When you think about just the abuse that you survived, and then you look into the eyes of your children, what do you hope your kids learn from you and just learn from what you are doing right now?
That's why it was really important for me to bring my son Phoenix here on his first trip to DC, because I wanted him to see his mom being a hero and doing work to make the world a better place. And I'm just so proud to have my little boy with me here and to see that we've made history today. And when I look at him, it breaks my heart that there are people around the world that can abuse children. It makes me heartbroken. So just to know that we've done this for everyone, it makes such a difference.
Yep.
And Paris, you've been an influencer since before there were influencers, right?
Yes.
It seems. And yet here you are, at our Congress, people are really cynical about politics. They're depressed about the government. And here you're putting your shoulder to the wheel. You got the House to approve this bill. What kind of message can you send in this work, in this chapter of your working life?
I feel that when you're given the privilege of having a platform, you should do something positive with it to impact the world in a good way. So it just makes me so proud to be able to use my voice and be a voice for so many others. And I hope it's also for other people to see that and see that they can do the same.
You've been championing this bill for the last 3 years now. So what have you been hearing from other survivors along the way? What have they been saying to you? And what impact do you see this bill making on them?
I've met and spoke with thousands of survivors, and everybody is eternally grateful for me using my voice and telling their stories.
There's a couple of programs or documentaries out. That's a lovely face to pause on.
And
oh God,
it's just
I can't. No, I can't win. Can't pause on the right moment. But anyway, there are a couple of documentaries I saw. The Program is on Netflix, and there's one on Hulu, and I'm blanking on the name of it right now. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can. Hulu, Troubled Teen Doc. Teen Torture. So the one on Hulu is called Teen Torture, and the one on Netflix is called The Program. Both are in different realms of the troubled teen industry. There are schools, certain schools that can be underneath like an umbrella corporation, like ABC owns, 12 schools, and they're all different names in different states. And then another like umbrella corporation could own like others. So I think they're both on different like realms of teen torture. The one on The Program was interesting to watch because the kids who went to this school in New York, they basically investigated to find who was in charge and who was making money off of the kids the most. And then the one on Hulu dives into a different sect of these and what other government entities or politicians are involved in that one. It's very hard to watch because when you realize that people, like especially politicians who are in different government entities like foster care, DSHS, they're all getting kickbacks off the backs of abused teens. It really sheds a light on how these types of places and people who say that they care about kids are doing the most damage, and they're making money off of it. It's just horrible.
It's been incredibly healing to all of us. Just doing this work has been very difficult at times, but it's been all worth it. And I feel that maybe God put me through this and gave me a special gift so one day I could be the hero I needed when I was a little girl.
Wow. That's a very beautiful sentiment. And I want to ask you about going forward and whether or not you've felt you had support from both sides of the aisle, right, with this divided country right now. I know President Trump has talked about your work, President-elect Trump. Do you feel you've had that support and what it can mean going forward for the work that is yet to be done on this issue?
This is definitely the first step, but it makes me very hopeful just to see that in the Senate it passed unanimously, and then today in the House to pass with 373 votes of yes, which is unheard of, people are telling me, and so many people have told me that it's mostly takes sometimes 8 to 10 years to pass a bill. So the fact that we've done this in the past 3 years gives me hope that next year I'm going to continue
it takes that long to pass something
to protect children, because there is so much more to do. But I'm so grateful to everyone in Congress, because this shows that people do care about children, and that's so important.
There are people out there that care.
It's been admirable to watch just your transition over a handful of years and how you're using your influence now. Paris Hilton, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
Same to you.
Nice. I'm very excited for Paris and all the kids that went through this. This is a victory. All the kids that are currently in these places, this is a victory. And hopefully, I know that I haven't read the whole bill, but one of the things in the bill was to have, the public know the actual data. So these places are going to have to share their data with the public now, which puts them more on display, and they can't really hide now. And the fact that they say these are mental health issues and you'll have like health professionals there. There are no health professionals there. Jen Marie. Yes. We are going through the fact that the bill has passed that Paris Hilton helped create. What is it called? Stop Institutionalized Child Abuse Bill. So let's see. So it has cleared Congress. Now Biden should do what he needs to do to sign this in. Trying to see if there is a news article that can give me some other tidbits in it. Because this has been going on for years now. And this is the quickest I've seen a bill get passed. Okay, so the bipartisan bill mandates a federal study with a report issued every 2 years for a decade on the prevalence and scope of child abuse and deaths in youth residential. I'm sorry, but children should not be dying in youth residential programs. I'm sorry. If children are dying in your school, then your school is bad. Period. The study will also examine the existing regulations, professional standards that there are no professional standards. That's the other thing. You're just hiring random ass people who are not professionals in any sense of the word. Examine the existing regulations, professional standards that govern the programs, and make recommendations on how federal and local authorities can improve their oversight. Bill's passage is the culmination of years of activism by child welfare advocates and survivors of the troubled teen industry, a constellation of boarding schools, residential treatment centers, wilderness camps, and ranches for children with emotional and psychological problems. And a lot of times they're making up shit. They're like, your child is doing drugs, your child is promiscuous, and they're making shit up just to like show the parents why they need to keep their child there. It's absolute mind-boggling. Like, the people are okay with doing this to children and people. And high-profile scandals involving abuses and deaths dating back decades. Because most of the programs do not take government funding, their regulations are set by the states in which they operate. But it's still, they're getting not federal government funding, but they're getting some funding through local governments in that state, especially Utah. A lot of these places are in Utah. And many have avoided scrutiny thanks to spotty enforcement or legal loopholes, as detailed in previous NBC News investigations. The National Academies, which advises policymakers and is conducting the study, will be required to consult with child advocates, health professionals, program alumni, parents, facility operators, among others, and a host of government agencies. A coalition of child welfare advocacy groups lobbied for the legislation, and celebrity Paris Hilton became intimately involved in the effort, holding several demonstrations and news conferences in Washington, D.C. over the past 3 years, calling for reform to the troubled teen industry. Yay! Getting activists, Paris Hilton, and activists she worked with. Hold on, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying not to read the entire thing because it's a lot. Representative Rokana D. Caliph, one of the bill's co-sponsors, credited Hilton and advocate. Oh my God, I cannot speak. Activist she worked with for getting Congress to pay attention to the industry during remarks on the House floor Tuesday. Survivors came to our offices again and again for years because they wanted to do something with these experiences to make it better for America's children. The bill is a scaled-back version of the legislation that youth rights advocates have pushed for that would have established a set of rights for all children in the facilities, guaranteeing that programs provide proper toiletries and nutrition, prohibiting them from withholding sleep, meals, or hydration, and restricting their use of isolation as punishment. Yes, all of those things happen to children. They are denied hydration, proper nutrition, proper toiletries, including period stuff, withholding sleep, putting them in isolation like they're a prisoner in prison. I'm sorry, but isolating someone in solitary confinement for a long period of time, especially a whole day or more, is absolutely torturous, especially to a developing brain. So I will never, ever understand anyone who puts money or other powerful whatever on the, on the backs of abusing children. Like, this is just absolutely wrong to do. But anyway, yes, Jen Marie, isn't that exciting? I'm very excited. This is a monumental thing. And Jen Marie does know about this stuff because she went through it herself. We've talked over the last year about this stuff. And even though I never went to those places, it was threatened on me. And I know people who went, and I care about children. And I think it's absolutely gross for anybody to be saying they're a medical professional, mental health professional, and a school that will help your children, and all they're doing is abusing them for money or thrill. Really, who gets those jobs? People who are okay with looking the other way and not caring about people, especially children. So yeah, that is so great. I'm glad. I'm so happy for all of the survivors of these places. So hopefully these people in these places are shaking in their boots and they have to get their act together. We'll see what happens, see how slowly it comes together. Because sometimes even once something passes, it can take a while for it to be implemented. I'm sure there's something in the bill that states when it needs to be implemented. Jen, do you have a link to the bill? I need to find this bill. Oh, I think I found it. Hold on. HR 2955. Okay, so the tracker is not updated on it because it still says introduced. So it can't become law until the president signs it. So hopefully it gets on Biden's desk immediately and he can sign off on it. So here is the link to the bill so people can, oh, is it S1351? Okay, because I'm looking at HR 2955, which is Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act. S1351, what is that one? Oh, it's the same, okay. So that's the link to the bill, and I should put that also in the description box below. So that will be in there. And with that, I am going to sign off for now. I just wanted to come on and be like, yay, so exciting. And I'm so glad that Jen Marie, you came in and you got to see this as well. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this to get implemented. So yes, it's a big win, but it has not become law yet. So fingers crossed that Biden gets a hold of it before he gets out of office and can sign it, because I don't know if Trump will. Honestly, I just really don't see Trump signing off on things like this, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, no problem, Jen. And I look forward to when you start doing lives again. I haven't seen you go live in a while. So I hope you're doing okay. And for everybody else that has tuned in live or on the replay crew, I hope you have a wonderful, lovely day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.